By the early 1920s, the American West was shifting toward an industrial future that had no place for unskilled laborers. Men who once found work as ice cutters or rat catchers were left to starve as the economy left them behind. This poverty drove Silas to a breaking point. Shaking from hunger inside an Albuquerque general store, he tried to steal a single tin of beans, only to be caught by the storekeeper before he could even hide the prize. One-eyed Elias, a veteran bounty hunter, stepped in to pay for the beans and offered the boy a way out. He needed a hand tracking Shadow Corvus, a bandit who had vanished into the jagged terrain of Bull Canyon after a bloody shootout. With no other options, Silas joined the hunt. In an era of collapsing industries, men like Elias survived by commodifying human lives, turning the search for a fugitive into a desperate financial lifeline. The trail led them deep into the suffocating geography of Bull Canyon. The steep, pine-covered ridges created a natural fortress, cutting the hunters off from any hope of reinforcement. That isolation became a trap on their first night. In the pitch black of the campsite, a heavy snapping of branches preceded a violent strike as a massive shape lunged from the trees and dragged Tobias into the dark. The sudden muzzle flashes illuminated a giant Mexican gray wolf. Its physical profile was impossibly large against the rocks, its yellow eyes glowing with a terrifying intensity as it thrashed its prey. Elias fired his revolver blindly, driving the beast back into the tree line. It left Tobias alive, but with a leg shredded to ribbons, forcing the hunters to send their wounded companion back down the mountain alone. The encounter left an unsettling question hanging over the camp. A human fugitive doesn't typically leave his pursuers to be surgically ambushed by a predator of this scale. The predator didn't stay hidden for long. During the daytime ascent, the bloodied wolf burst from the brush again, charging straight for Elias and Silas in a second, deliberate assault. Elias held his ground and leveled his shotgun. He caught the beast with a blast to the chest, the heavy impact spraying dirt and blood across the trail. Silas, trembling with panic, dropped to one knee and fired his pistol. His shot struck the animal in the flank, just as it lunged for Elias's throat. As the bullet hit, the beast let out a uniquely human scream of agony. It abandoned the attack and scrambled up the rocky incline toward the peak, sounding more like a wounded man than a wild animal. The surgical precision of the previous night's ambush, paired with that human cry, suggested a chilling reality. A human mind was operating from within that predator's frame. Silas and Elias followed the blood trail to a shallow cave overlooking the canyon floor, the air inside thick with the smell of copper and rot. They didn't find a wolf inside. They found Shadow Corvus, naked and gasping for air on the stone floor, his body failing. Beneath him lay the artifact that anchored the transformation, a massive, blood-matted wolf pelt spread across the rock. Corvus had used the pelt to assume the beast's form, but the massive physical trauma of the gunshots forced his body to reject the magic. The transformation had collapsed, leaving him human and mortally wounded. The physical reality illustrated sympathetic magic. Damage to a magical proxy maps perfectly onto the human host. The shotgun blast to the wolf's chest creates identical wounds on Corvus, while the pistol shot to the flank maps exactly to the same coordinate on his side. The magic that allowed Corvus to become a predator was also his death sentence. By assuming the form of the beast, he guaranteed his human body would absorb every ounce of fatal damage the animal sustained. Elias looked down at the dying man with a cold, unfazed pragmatism. To him, the supernatural mechanism didn't matter as much as the bounty itself. He executed Corvus where he lay. The contract called for the bandit dead or alive, and Elias wasn't interested in the occult details of how he was found. The psychological weight of the event changed Silas forever. He took his share of the money, but he never hunted a man again, unable to reconcile the impossible things he'd seen in that cave. Corvus had sacrificed his humanity to become a monster and evade capture, yet his animal aggression was the very thing that attracted the hunters who killed him. In the end, the pelt couldn't save Corvus from the same wide-eyed desperation that had driven Silas to steal in that general store. Both men were pushed to extremes by a changing world, proving that some occult mechanics are simply better off left buried in the mountains.